This is Cyndy G with my Scrap Chick, and in this video we are assembling the Highland cow pop-up card. So I have already glued my panels on the base, and now I'm going to flip it over and prep it before we do the inserts. And you just want to fold these pieces just like this. Okay. Then we're going to glue these 1/4 inch spaces down. You have to hold it for just a second because it's kind of thick and you just want it to really stick well. We're going to do all 4 of them. And then we're just going to set this aside and let that dry well while we work on the rest of the card. Okay, the front insert is just grass, so we don't have to do anything with that one. And let's pull in our tree first. So I've already glued the little circles on the flowers. I've tried to, give it some dimension, but not make it too hard. Oops. Come on. Slid right off. Okay. And I wanted the flowers to be a little bit behind the tree. That's why I put them on first. And then those back 2 are kind of behind the tree. See, just a smidgen. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Doing them either way will be fine. This piece, there are 2 pieces here. I glued them together ahead of time so that they would have ample time to dry. I dried them under my mat so that they would not curl up too much. Should have refilled my glue before I started. And I think I'm gonna hit the edges of this a little bit. As you can see, it's kind of making a mess here on my mat. So let me just do this real quick and then clean this out of the way. There we go. All right. Then I think these 2 I am going to pop up with a piece of foam square. There. So that is our tree. That's the back insert. And now we're going to work on our cow. So there are several little pieces here. I don't think anything is too complicated, but Let's just jump right in. We've got a little piece there for the tail. On the cow itself, the first piece that goes down are the horns. And then his hair. I'm trying to get those little spikes because I don't want them to get caught on anything when the card is opening and closing. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this over my trash can. I'll be right back in the shot here in just a second. Okay, I'm going to put this on first. Nope. No, I'm not. I'm going to put his little... I'm trying to think of how they look if he was sitting. So this would be... These are his back feet, and these would be behind the front feet. So I'm going to put those on. Just like that. And then I'm going to put on his front feet. And you can see here how it just kind of finishes the curve of his face there. Okay. Probably should have made these bigger, but they're small. It's not too bad. Just like that. Okay. Now, these two ovals are the same size. One goes back here behind his eyes. And the other one gets glued to his snout. Oh, careful, baby. My cat, she's climbing the stairs from the outside. So I'm going to put the snout on, or whatever you would call this. I don't know. What is it called? There we go. And then his little tuft of hair. There we go. And just like the tree, because this piece is the center, and the center is what opens and closes the whole card, this piece is doubled. There's two of these already glued together. You want to make sure, really for all of the base pieces of this card, that you're using a good sturdy cardstock, because there is a lot of stress on the pieces, and you want them to be able to hold up. So this is how the pieces are going to go in. And then I'm just going to pull these out just like that, leaving them upside down because I have put them in the wrong way before. So you insert this tab through the bottom of the card and you glue the tab here to the bottom. Okay, now flip it back over. We're starting with this piece which goes in this back slit. It slides in and through the bottom. Come on. And through the bottom. There we go. And I use the same length as I will go in and take that length off. Whenever you're working with these kinds of cards, with anybody who creates them, you don't want your pieces going over this edge. But I'm going to go in and update that file so that they're not like that. If it goes over that edge, it can't fit inside the base when it opens, and so it won't open properly. Okay. So now we're going to put our cow in. And see, I just use the same grass, and it's longer here in the center than it is in that front slit. My S's are sounding snaky to me. So for this one, you want to put glue here on the tab. And we're just going to glue this to it. And you're only gluing it to the tab on your cow. Do not glue this down because then, now one thing I've heard people say, well, I made my card and it won't go up. See right here when I push this, how it slides right through the top. If you miss this next step, that's what will happen. So now we got to lift up this tab and we have to glue this one to the base as well, to the tab on the cow. And now when I push it up, if I wait till it dries, now when I push it up, the top rises with it. So if you're opening your card and the top's not lifting up, this is the step that you missed. So the next part, we're going to fold the bottom tab up. We're going to leave this tab down, and we're going to glue these tabs together. I gotta get this extra glue out of here. You don't want the glue to go anywhere else because it will glue your card shut. So we're going to bring this over. Do these face to face. And it takes a few seconds longer to get this going because we have a lot of layers of cardstock in here, and we really want to make sure that we have these together. So I always like to just look and make sure, like when I push the card open, that everything lifts up. And it does. So now I'm going to close it up. And there is the Highland Cow pop-up card. Thank you for joining me.